Hello, my friend, and welcome to English with me. My name is Mila, and I'm so excited that you're here with me today. If this is your first time watching, let me tell you what this channel is all about. I created this channel to help you learn English that is useful in real-life English that you can speak with confidence when you travel, when you work, when you study, or even just when you go out to get a cup of coffee. I'm a professional English teacher living in the United States, and I'm also the author of several best-selling English learning books that students use all around the world. But more importantly, I want to be your teacher and your friend, someone who makes English simple, clear, and fun for you. In today's lesson, we're going to focus on one of the most common everyday situations, ordering something at a coffee shop or a restaurant. Think about it. How many times do people go out for coffee, or grab lunch, or meet friends in a cafe? These are very normal situations, and if you can handle these conversations easily, you will feel much more comfortable and confident in your daily life. That's why we're starting right here. In a place you will definitely need English. Now, let's imagine the scene together. You walk into a coffee shop. The smell of fresh coffee fills the air. Behind the counter, the barista smiles at you and says, "Hello, how are you today?" In that moment, you might feel nervous. You might wonder, what should I say? What if I don't understand the next question? But here's the good news. Coffee shop conversations are actually very simple and very predictable. The same kinds of sentences are used again and again. If you learn them now, you'll be ready for almost any coffee shop in the world. The first thing that usually happens is a greeting. The barista might say, "Hi, how are you?" Or, "Good morning. What can I get for you?" You don't need to tell them your whole life story. A short, polite answer is perfect. You can say, "I'm good. Thank you." And then, instead of waiting too long, you can go straight to your order. For example, "I'd like a cappuccino, please." Or, "Can I have a small black coffee, please?" Do you hear the difference? Many beginners only say, "I want coffee," or "Give me coffee." That sounds a little too direct. A better, more natural way is "I'd like," or "Can I have?" These are polite, and they make your English sound smooth and friendly. Now, sometimes the barista will ask you a follow-up question. Maybe they'll say, "What size would you like? Small, medium, or large?" Or, "Do you want that hot or iced?" Or, "For here or to go?" These questions can come quickly, but don't panic. Listen for the keywords. If you hear size, you know they're asking small, medium, or large. If you hear hot or iced, just choose one. If you hear for here or to go, you can answer with "to go" if you're taking it away, or "for here" if you want to drink it inside. Short, simple answers are absolutely fine. For example, medium, please. Iced, please. To go, please. Then comes the part everyone knows you have to pay. The barista might say, "That'll be $4.50, or "Your total is $3.75. Don't worry about understanding every single number perfectly. Usually, you can look at the screen by the register. You can hand them your card or your cash and say, "Here you go." If you want to check first, you can ask, "Can I pay by card?" Or, "Do you take cash?" But most of the time, just a smile and "Here you go" works perfectly. After you pay, the conversation ends with a thank you. The barista might say, "Thank you, have a nice day," or "Your drink will be ready soon." It's always nice to respond with something small and polite. "Thanks a lot," or "Thank you, have a great day." These little phrases show respect and make you sound friendly. 2. Let's put it all together in a short, realistic conversation. Imagine it with me, barista. "Hi, how are you today?" You, "I'm good. Thank you. Can I have a medium latte, please?" Barista, "Sure. Would you like that hot or iced?" You, "Hot, please." Barista, "Okay. For here or to go?" You, "To go, please." Barista, "Great. That will be $4.50. You, "Here you go." Barista, "Thank you. Your drink will be ready shortly. Thanks. Have a nice day. See, that's it. Simple, short, and very natural. If you practice this kind of dialogue out loud several times, you'll find that the words start to come automatically. The next time you're really at a coffee shop, the sentences will be ready in your mouth, and you won't have to think so hard. I want to give you a few important tips here. First, don't be afraid to speak slowly. You don't need to rush. The barista is used to hearing people from all over the world, and they will wait for you. Second, don't try to understand every single word. Focus on the keyword size. Hot or iced, for here or to go, that's enough. Third, always use please and thank you. These words may be small, but they are very powerful in English. They make your sentences polite, friendly, and natural. Now it's your turn to practice. Imagine you're standing at the counter. The barista looks at you and says, "Hello, what can I get for you?" What do you say? Pause for a moment and answer out loud. Use "I'd like" or "Can I have?" Say it with confidence. Ready. Go. Great job. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Don't just listen, speak out loud with me. That's the key to building your confidence. So today, we learned the basics of how to order drinks at a coffee shop. We practiced greetings, making your order, answering questions, paying, and finishing politely. This is the foundation of daily English conversations. In the next lesson, we'll take it a step further. We'll practice asking about the menu, customizing your order, and even handling little problems, like when the barista doesn't hear you clearly or when something is not available. These situations happen often, and I'll show you how to deal with them in simple, natural English. Before we move on, please take a moment to support my channel. If this lesson was helpful, click the like button, subscribe to English with me, and share this video with your friends who are also learning English. And I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments. What is your favorite coffee or tea to order? Maybe it's a cappuccino. Maybe it's green tea. Maybe it's hot chocolate. Write it down in English, and I'll read your answers. In the first part of our lesson, you learned the basic flow of ordering at a coffee shop. We practiced greetings, ordering, answering simple questions, paying, and saying thank you. You already have the foundation, but now it's time to go a little deeper. In real life, coffee shop conversations are not always so short and easy. Sometimes you want to ask about the menu. Sometimes you want to change something in your order. And sometimes the barista may not hear you correctly, or the drink you want is not available. These things happen all the time. But don't worry, we can prepare for them together. Let's begin with asking questions about the menu. Imagine you walk into a cafe and you see many options on the board, but you don't know what some of them mean. Maybe you see Americano, latte, cold brew, or macchiato. It's normal to feel confused. How can you ask politely? A very useful phrase is, "Excuse me, what is," followed by the item. For example, "Excuse me, what is a cold brew?" Or "Can you tell me what's in a macchiato?" This is simple and polite. You can also say, "What's the difference between a latte and a cappuccino?" Don't be shy. People ask these questions all the time, even native speakers. Sometimes you might want to know about the ingredients. You can ask, "Does this drink have milk?" Or "Is this made with sugar?" Or "Does this come with caffeine?" These are very practical questions, especially if you have allergies or if you just want to make a healthier choice. Another useful phrase is, "Can you recommend something?" If you're not sure what to order, you can say, "Can you recommend something popular?" Or "What do you recommend for someone who doesn't like strong coffee?" Most baristas are happy to give you a suggestion. Now let's practice customizing your order. Maybe you like coffee, but you want it a certain way. For example, you want soy milk instead of regular milk, or you want your drink less sweet, or you want extra ice. How do you say that politely? The structure is very easy. You start with your order, and then you add the detail. For example, "Can I have an iced latte with soy milk, please?" Or "I'd like a cappuccino with almond milk, please." You can also say, can I have a hot chocolate, but not too sweet? Or I'd like an iced tea with extra ice. Please. Do you notice something? You don't need to know complicated grammar. You just add your preference after your main order. That's how English works in these situations. Short, clear, and polite. Another situation is when the barista doesn't hear you clearly. This happens to everyone, even native speakers, because coffee shops are often noisy. Maybe the music is loud, or people are talking in the background. If the barista says, "Sorry," or "Can you repeat that?" don't feel embarrassed. Just repeat your order clearly, maybe a little slower. For example, a medium latte, please. If you want to be extra polite, you can add of course before repeating like this, of course. A medium latte, please. Sometimes the barista might ask you to spell your name. This usually happens when they write your name on the cup. For example, they may say, "What's your name?" You say, "Mila." Then they may ask, "Can you spell that?" You can practice spelling your name in English letters. It's very useful. For example, Mila. If your name is longer or unusual in English, you can also say, you can just write short name. This makes it easier for both of you. Another common situation is when the drink you want is not available. Maybe you ask for a frappuccino, and the barista says, "Sorry, we don't have that today." What can you say? The easiest response is, "Okay, no problem. Can I have," and then choose something else. For example, "Okay, no problem. Can I have an iced latte instead?" This shows you are polite and flexible. You don't need to feel nervous if this happens. It's very normal. Let's put this into a longer conversation so you can hear how it flows. Imagine this. Barista. "Hello. What can I get for you today?" You. "Hi. Can I have a frappuccino, please?" Barista. "I'm so sorry. We don't have frappuccinos today." You. "Okay. No problem. Can I have an iced latte with soy milk instead?" Barista. "Of course. What size would you like?" You. "Large, please." Barista. "Great. Anything else?" You. "No. That's all. Thank you." Barista. "That will be $5.50. You. Here you go." Barista. "Thank you. Your drink will be ready shortly." You. "Thanks so much. Have a good day." Do you see how natural and smooth that was? Even though the first drink wasn't available, the conversation continued politely and without stress. Now, I want to remind you again, don't just listen to me. Speak with me. Repeat these dialogues out loud. If you only watch and listen, you will understand, but you won't build speaking confidence. Your mouth needs to practice. Your brain needs to connect the words with your voice. So after this video, try to role play. Imagine you are in the coffee shop. Imagine the barista in front of you and actually say the words out loud. Another powerful way to practice is to use your phone to record yourself. Say, "Can I have a cappuccino with almond milk, please?" Then listen to your recording. Do you sound clear? Do you sound polite? Keep practicing until it feels natural. Before we close this part, let me give you a short challenge. I want you to write in the comments one drink you would like to order, but make it a little special. Maybe I'd like an iced tea with no sugar. Or can I have a cappuccino with oat milk? Write it in English. I'll check your comments, and I'll reply to as many as I can. This way, you practice writing. I can help correct if needed. And you also inspire other learners who are reading. You're doing a fantastic job so far. In part 1, you learned the basics. In part 2, you learned how to ask questions, customize your order, and handle problems politely. These are very real situations that happen in coffee shops all around the world. You're building the confidence to face them in English. In the next part, part 3, we'll move from the coffee shop to a restaurant. The conversations are a little longer there. You'll learn how to ask for a table, how to look at the menu, how to order food, and how to talk to the waiter politely. This is an exciting step forward, and I know you'll love it. Before you go, please remember to support my channel. Click the like button, subscribe to English with me, and share this video with your friends who are also learning English. The more people practice with us, the more confident we all become. You've already learned how to order drinks at a coffee shop, ask questions about the menu, and handle little problems politely. Now let's imagine another very common situation going to a restaurant. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you're eating out with friends, or maybe you just don't feel like cooking at home. Restaurants are everywhere, and the conversations there are a little longer than in coffee shops. Don't worry, though once you know the flow, it becomes very easy. So let's walk into a restaurant together. The first thing that usually happens is that a host or hostess greets you at the entrance. They might smile and say, "Good evening. How many?" or "Hi." "Welcome. Table for how many?" At first, this can sound very quick, but it's actually simple. They're just asking, how many people are in your group? You can answer with a number. For example, 2, please, or a table for 4, please. That's it. You don't need to say a full sentence like, "We are 4 people." Just a table for 4. Please is natural and polite. Sometimes the host might ask if you have a reservation. They could say, "Do you have a reservation?" or "What's the name on the reservation?" If you booked ahead, you can answer, "Yes, it's under Mila," or "Yes, we have a reservation for 2 at 7 o'clock. If you didn't book, that's fine too. Just say, "No reservation." Then the host will either take you to a table or ask you to wait. They might say, "It'll be about 10 minutes. Is that okay?" You can answer, "That's fine. Thank you." Now, once you sit down, the server usually greets you. They might say, "Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'll be your server today. Can I get you started with something to drink?" This is the moment to order drinks. You already practiced drinks in the coffee shop, so this will feel familiar. You can say, "I'd like water, please," or "Can I have an iced tea?" or "A glass of orange juice, please." If you want alcohol, you can say, "I'd like a glass of red wine, please," or "Can I have a beer?" Again, short and polite is perfect. After that, the server usually gives you some time to look at the menu. They might say, "I'll give you a few minutes to decide." Then they leave. When they come back, they'll ask, "Are you ready to order?" or "What can I get for you today?" This is your chance to order food. Just like in the coffee shop, the phrase "I'd like" or "Can I have" is very natural. For example, "I'd like the grilled chicken, please," or "Can I have the vegetable soup and a salad?" If you want to be extra clear, you can point to the menu and say, "I'd like number 6, the beef burger, please." What if you're not sure about something on the menu? You can ask questions. For example, "Excuse me, what comes with the steak?" Or "Does this dish include cheese?" Or "Is the soup vegetarian?" These are very normal questions, and servers expect them. You can also ask for recommendations. A nice phrase is, "What do you recommend?" or "What's popular here?" Many people use this question, and it's a great way to discover something new. Sometimes you want to change something in your meal. Maybe you don't want onions, or you'd like the dressing on the side. In English, we say, "Can I have without," for example, "Can I have the burger without onions?" or "Can I have the salad with the dressing on the side?" Another polite phrase is it possible to, "Is it possible to have the pasta without cheese?" Most of the time, restaurants are happy to adjust. Now let's imagine a short dialogue to practice. Picture this. Server, "Good evening. How many?" You, "A table for 2. Please." Server, "Do you have a reservation?" You, "No, we don't." Server, "That's fine. Right this way." A few minutes later, at the table, server, "Hi, my name is Alex, and I'll be your server tonight. Can I get you started with something to drink?" You, "Yes, I'd like water. Please?" Server, "Sure. Are you ready to order food? Or do you need more time?" You, "We're ready. Can I have the grilled salmon? Please." Server, "Of course." And for you, your friend, I'd like the pasta, but is it possible to have it without cheese? Server, no problem. Anything else? You, no. That's all. Thank you. Server, great. Your food will be out shortly. This is a very typical restaurant conversation. It's polite, simple, and clear. Sometimes things don't go perfectly. Maybe the server brings the wrong dish, or maybe you don't understand something they said. What should you do? First, stay calm and polite. If something is wrong, you can say, "Excuse me, I think this is not what I ordered. I asked for the chicken, not the beef." Or if you didn't understand, you can ask, "Could you say that again, please?" Or "Sorry." What does that mean? Being polite is the key. Most servers will happily help you. When you're done eating, the server usually comes back and asks, "How is everything?" You can answer, "It was great. Thank you." Or "Very good. Thanks." If you didn't like something, you can be honest but still polite. For example, "It was a little too salty for me, but thank you." Remember, in English-speaking cultures, being polite but clear is always appreciated. Finally, when you're ready to leave, you ask for the check. In American English, we say check. In British English, people often say bill, so you can say, "Can we have the check, please?" Or "Could I get the bill, please?" The server will bring it to you. You pay or say thank you and leave. Simple and polite. Before we finish this part, let's do a little practice together. I'll be the server and you be the customer. I'll ask you questions and you answer out loud. Ready? Good evening. Table for how many? Pause your turn. Would you like something to drink? Pause your turn. Are you ready to order? Pause your turn. Can I get you anything else? Pause your turn. Excellent. The more you practice these small exchanges, the easier they will feel. So now you've learned how to handle the beginning of a restaurant visit, asking for a table, answering about reservations, ordering drinks, ordering food, and asking simple questions. In the next part, Part 4, we'll continue in the restaurant and focus on more advanced conversations. You'll learn how to order desserts, how to ask for recommendations in more detail, how to complain politely if something is wrong, and how to pay the check with confidence. If you found this lesson useful, please remember to click the like button and subscribe to English with me. Leave me a comment below and tell me, what is your favorite food to order in a restaurant? I would love to see your answers, and it's a great way to practice your writing in English. In the last part, you learned how to walk into a restaurant, ask for a table, order drinks, order food, and ask simple questions about the menu. You practiced short dialogues, and you saw that restaurant English doesn't have to be complicated. In this part, we're going to continue with the restaurant experience. We'll focus on what happens after you finish your main meal ordering dessert, asking for recommendations, giving feedback, making polite complaints if something goes wrong, and finally asking for the check and paying. These are all very normal parts of a restaurant conversation, and by the end of this lesson, you'll be ready for all of them. Let's begin with dessert. After you finish eating your main course, the server often comes back to your table and asks something like, "Would you like to see the dessert menu?" Or "Can I get you any dessert or coffee?" This is very common in many restaurants. If you want dessert, you can simply say, "Yes, please. Can I see the dessert menu?" If you don't want dessert, you can say, "No, thank you. Just the check. Please." Both are polite and clear. Now, let's say you want dessert but you're not sure what to choose. You can ask the server for recommendations. You can say, "What do you recommend?" or "What's popular here?" You can even be more specific. "What dessert do you recommend?" Or "What's your favorite dessert on the menu?" These are nice ways to ask, and servers are usually happy to share their suggestions. When you order, use the same polite structure you already know. "I'd like," or "Can I have," for example, "I'd like the chocolate cake, please." Or "Can I have the ice cream sundae?" If you want to share, you can say, "We'll share the cheesecake, please." That's a very natural sentence in English. Sometimes you may want coffee or tea after your meal. In many restaurants, the server will ask, "Would you like coffee or tea?" You can answer, "Yes, a coffee, please," or "No, thank you." If you want something special, you can say, "Can I have a cappuccino, please?" Or "I'd like green tea." These are short and polite, and you've already practiced them in the coffee shop. Now let's talk about giving feedback. After you finish your meal, the server often asks, "How was everything?" or "Did you enjoy your meal?" The natural response is positive. "It was great. Thank you." Or "Everything was delicious." But what if something was not perfect? In English-speaking cultures, it's okay to be honest, but it's important to stay polite. For example, you can say, "The food was good, but it was a little too salty for me," or "I enjoyed it, but the steak was not hot when it arrived." These sentences are polite, clear, and respectful. You're giving feedback, not being rude. Sometimes you need to make a complaint. Maybe your order is wrong. Maybe you asked for chicken, but they brought you beef. Or maybe your food is undercooked. How do you complain politely? Start with, "Excuse me." This shows respect. Then explain the problem clearly but kindly. For example, "Excuse me, I think this is not what I ordered. I asked for the chicken, but this looks like beef." Or, "Excuse me, my soup is cold. Could you please warm it up?" Another useful phrase is, "I'm sorry, but," for example, "I'm sorry, but I ordered this without onions, and it has onions." These phrases keep the tone polite while still making your problem clear. Let's practice a little dialogue. Server, "How is everything? Excuse me, I'm sorry, but my pasta is a little cold." Server, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll have the kitchen warm it up for you. Thank you very much." See how polite and calm that sounds. You're not angry. You're not rude. You're simply explaining the problem, and the server is helping you. This is exactly how it works in real life. Now, after dessert and drinks, it's time to pay. In American English, we say check, and in British English, people often say bill. Both words are correct, but you should know which one to use depending on the country. To ask for it, you can say, "Can we have the check, please?" Or, "Could I get the bill, please?" If you're dining with friends, sometimes one person pays for everyone, and sometimes each person pays for their own meal. In English, we call this splitting the bill. If you want to pay together, you can say, "We'd like to pay together." If you want to pay separately, you can say, "Can we split the bill, please?" Or, "We'd like separate checks, please." When the server brings the check, you look at the total and then decide how to pay. You can say, "Can I pay by card?" Or, "Do you take cash?" If you're paying with a card, you might hand it to the server and say, "Here you go." If you're paying with cash, you can also say, "Here you go." Short and polite is enough. In the United States, it's also important to know about tipping. Most servers expect a tip, usually between 15 and 20% of the total bill. You don't need to say anything. You just write the amount on the bill if you pay by card, or leave extra money if you pay by cash. In other countries, tipping may be different, but in the US, it's a big part of restaurant culture. Let's go through a complete dialogue. From dessert to paying. Server, "Would you like to see the dessert menu?" Yes, please." Server, "Our most popular dessert is the chocolate caker. It's very rich and delicious." That sounds good. "Can we share the chocolate caker, please?" Server, "Of course. Would you like coffee or tea with that?" Yes, a green tea, please." Server, "Great. I'll bring that out later." Server, "How was everything? It was delicious. Thank you." Server, "Wonderful. Can I get you anything else?" No, thank you. Just the check, please." Server, "Of course. Here you go. Can we split the bill, please?" Server, No problem. Thank you so much. Server, my pleasure. Have a great night. Thanks. You too. This is a complete restaurant experience, from start to finish, using simple and polite English. Before we end this part, let me give you a challenge. Write in the comments one dessert or drink you would like to order after a meal. For example, I'd like chocolate ice cream. Or can I have green tea after my meal? Use English and practice your writing. I'll read your answers and reply to as many as I can. You're doing fantastic. In part 1, you learned coffee shop basics. In part 2, you practiced asking questions and customizing your order. In part 3, you walked into a restaurant, asked for a table, and ordered your meal. And now, in part 4, you've learned how to order dessert, complain politely, and pay the bill step by step. Your English is becoming more confident and more natural. In the next part, part 5, we'll practice longer conversations at the restaurant, including small talk with the server, making a reservation on the phone, and even inviting a friend to join you. These are important skills for real life, and I'll guide you through them step by step before you go. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to English with Me. Share this lesson with a friend who also wants to feel more confident in English. And tell me in the comments, when you eat at a restaurant, do you usually order dessert? Or do you go straight to the check? You've done an amazing job following along through all the parts of this series. By now, you've practiced English conversations at coffee shops and restaurants, greeting the staff, ordering drinks and food, asking questions, customizing your order, ordering dessert, making polite complaints, and paying the bill. In this final part, we'll practice 2 more very useful situations: making a reservation on the phone and having small talk with the server. These are common in daily life, and they'll help you feel more natural in English. After that, we'll close with some powerful practice and a special message for you. Let's start with making a reservation. In many restaurants, especially popular ones, you need to call ahead and book a table. The phone call is usually very short and simple. First, the person answering will say something like, "Good evening. Thank you for calling the Olive Garden. How can I help you?" Then you respond with, "I'd like to make a reservation. Please." You can also say, "I'd like to book a table. Please." Next, you give the details. The restaurant needs to know for how many people and at what time. For example, for 4 people at 7 p.m., please? Or for 2 people at 6:30 this Friday. Then they may ask for your name and phone number. You can say, "My name is Mila," and give your number. Finally, they'll confirm, "Okay, we have a table for 4 at 7 p.m. under Mila. We'll see you then." And you can reply, "Thank you very much." That's all you need. Here's a short example of a phone reservation. Restaurant. "Good evening. Thank you for calling Bella Italia. How can I help you?" "I'd like to make a reservation. Please?" "Restaurant, of course. For how many people?" "For 2 people at 7 p.m. Please?" "Restaurant? Okay. May I have your name?" "My name is Mila." "Restaurant. Great. Mila, we'll see you at 7 p.m. tonight." "Thank you very much." This is a simple but very realistic conversation. Notice how polite and short the sentences are. That's the secret. Keep it clear, polite, and easy. Now let's move on to small talk with the server. In English-speaking countries, servers often try to make you feel comfortable by asking friendly questions. For example, when they bring your food, they might say, "Are you enjoying your evening?" Or "How's your day going so far?" These are not big questions, they are just polite small talk. You can answer simply, "It's going well. Thank you." Or "We're having a great evening." You don't need to give a long answer. A short, friendly reply is enough. You can also ask small talk questions back. For example, if the server says, "How are you tonight?" you can reply, "I'm great. Thank you. How are you? This makes the conversation more natural. Sometimes, if you're at a coffee shop you go to often, the barista might remember you and say, "Good morning?" The usual today. That means, do you want the same thing you usually order? If yes, you can just say, "Yes, please." The usual. If no, you can say, "Not today. Can I have a latte instead?" This kind of small talk makes you sound friendly and natural in English. Now let's put everything together. Imagine this full story. You call a restaurant, make a reservation, arrive at the restaurant, greet the host, get seated, order food and drinks, ask for recommendations, enjoy dessert, make a polite complaint if something is wrong, chat with the server a little, and finally pay the bill and leave a tip. Every single part of that journey is now clear to you. You have practiced the words, the sentences, and the polite phrases. You are ready for real life. Let's do one long final dialogue to practice. Hello, I'd like to make a reservation. Please. Restaurant. Of course. For how many people? For 3 people at 6:30 tonight. Restaurant. Okay. May I have your name? My name is Mila. Restaurant. Thank you. Mila. We'll see you at 6. Tartel. Great. Thank you. Later. At the restaurant. Host. Good evening. Do you have a reservation? Yes. Under Mila. Host. Perfect. Right. This way. Server. Good evening. Can I get you something to drink? Yes. I'd like a lemonade, please. Server? Of course. Are you ready to order food? Or do you need more time? We're ready. Can I have the grilled salmon? Please? Friend? I'd like the pasta with vegetables. Server? Excellent choices. Later. Server? How is everything? It's delicious. Thank you. Friend? Excuse me. I'm sorry, but my soup is a little cold. Server? Oh, I apologize. I'll bring you a hot one right away. Friend? Thank you so much. After finishing? Server? Would you like any dessert or coffee? Yes. Can we share the chocolate cakey? Please? Server? Of course. Anything else? No. Thank you. Later. Server? How is everything tonight? It was wonderful. Thank you. Server? Great. Can I get you anything else? No. Just the check. Please. Server? Sure. Here it is. Would you like to pay together or separately? Separately. Please. Server? No problem. And finally, here you go. Can I pay by card? Server? Yes. Of course. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Server? You too. This long dialogue includes everything you've learned across the series. If you practice it a few times, you'll feel confident the next time you go to a restaurant or coffee shop in English. Now, before we end, let me say something from my heart. Learning English is not only about grammar or vocabulary. It's about communication, connection, and confidence. Every time you practice a small conversation ordering coffee, asking for the check, making a reservation, you are building your ability to connect with people in English, and that is powerful. I know it takes courage to speak a new language. You might feel nervous or afraid of making mistakes, but remember this: mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake is proof that you are trying, and the more you try, the stronger and more confident you become. So keep practicing. Rewatch these videos. Practice the dialogues out loud and even role-play them with a friend. The more you use English in real life, the more natural it will feel. Before we finish, I want to thank you for joining me in this journey. You've watched and practiced 5 full lessons about daily life English conversations in coffee shops and restaurants. That is amazing progress. I'm proud of you. Please do me one favor. If you found this series helpful, click the like button and subscribe to my channel, English with Me. It helps this channel grow and it helps me create more free lessons for you. Also, write a comment below and tell me, what was your favorite phrase or dialogue from this series? Share it so other learners can learn from you too. This is not the end of your English journey, it's only the beginning. Stay with me, keep practicing, and together we'll make your English fluent, confident, and natural. Thank you so much for learning with me. I'm Mila, and this is English with me. Take care, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.